Bringing my own device to school has helped me a lot. Math class, English class, looking up tables for math class, Z-scores, and all type of stuff. So, you can log into your emails, your Edmodo account, and things like that. So it's been a big influence on the school and helping me in class.
I believe I've seen bringing your own device as an extremely positive strategy within my classes, majorly because of the students that we have nowadays are really clinging to their devices, and figuring out a way for them to show how to use it in the curriculum, specifically in class within lessons, has helped with engaging. I've been told ever since my college years that the way to get students involved is to make content relevant and engaging. And I don't think there's any better way to make your lessons relevant and engaging than to help them utilize their devices. More specifically, my honors geometry classes are doing a great job. I have several classes that are utilizing their iPads, utilizing their Kindles, utilizing their Android devices, and showing them how to either access notes, pull them up. I have several classes that are utilizing their iPhones and their Android devices as well. Not just pulling up notes, but submitting assignments online versus having to bring in paper copies. And it's helping with submission as well as going green. Been able to increase the number of submissions as well as decrease the amount of paper that's utilized. I will say honestly, it was very tough to implement BYOD in my non-honors classes because they have exhibited a tougher level of responsibility and accountability. But after 2 quarters of consistently and modeling it, that was the big part, was modeling it, because they didn't know how to use it. There are some areas when you look them up, how to pull different pictures from Google, maybe pull up different documents online and pull it on their screen, or maybe save it so that they can zoom in closer, has really helped. My lower tech, my remedial classes enjoy it now because, one, they love to have their phone out, and it feels good to feel kind of rebellious knowing that the old rules used to be you cannot have your cell phone out in class, but now it's you can have it out as long as you're using it for educational purposes. And they have no problem using it for educational purposes when they know how. And I think that's what we have to improve, and that's why BYOD can be so effective, is if you show how and model how effectively, it can have a strong impact. And that goes from honors clear up to AP.
Look for Edmodo because the computers take a while to boot up. We also use it for QR codes to read the questions. And we take notes on it instead of using paper because our devices can keep them on it.
As a classroom teacher, that I had to think about was like classroom management. With everybody access to the internet all the time, thinking about management as far as, using it appropriately when they're in the classroom was probably an important part of looking at BYOD, which fortunately it ended up being a very positive thing because the kids were able to bring their own devices, they stayed focused better, they were more motivated in getting assignments done. If I asked them, to write it on a piece of paper, but if I get them to take notes on their device, they're all about it, and they're all like, yeah, okay, I'll get my device out and take notes and things like that. So I didn't find that management has been too challenging as far as that goes. When we're doing lectures in class, like for science or for math, and I'm at the Promethean board, the students will pull out their devices and take notes, and there they are with their phones taking notes, or with their iPads typing, and they just do it. In fact, it was something that they wanted to do. I didn't even think about using it for note-taking at first, and then the kids were like, Ms. Brown, can we go ahead and take notes with our devices? And I said, sure, go ahead. So it was kind of odd at first because at times I thought, guys, what are you doing on those devices? But I'm taking notes, and that's, that was really kind of neat, and they really enjoy taking notes on their devices. As far as differentiation goes with my students, having their own devices, I can assign them assignments where they're at, and when they're on their devices no one else sees, and where I assign math problems according to where they're at and their needs and things like that, and they're able to work at it at their own pace. You know, so when I'm teaching in a small group in front of the classroom and I'm working just with a small group of students, they're working independently on their devices, whether it be Compass, whether it be 10 Marks, whether it be a Google Doc that they've been working on for a couple of weeks, but it's all differentiation. You know, they can work at it at their own pace and at the level that's comfortable with them.